So here we are in 2026, and I got to be honest, I hope 2026 is a lot better than 2025 for spam phone calls. I got an iPhone, as you can see here. You know, an iPhone, you can go through on your phone and you can set it to where it separates all your calls out. And I had mine separated. It's, I think it was a feature that came out in iOS 26. And what I did is I didn't delete any of my calls for 2025. I left them all on there. And then here a couple weeks ago, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna clear them out for 2025 because I wanted to see how many spam phone calls that I got for the entirety of the year 2025. I got 768 spam calls in 2025. 768. All right. That is 2 a day. And in some days I didn't get any, but I would get 5 or 6 in a single day. And they call me all day long while I'm at work. And what I need to know is who is letting this happen. I mean, enough is enough. The people I order my holsters from, armsmen, when you call them to order a holster, you have to leave a message so they can call you back because they want to answer their phone because they get so many spam calls. And this is getting ridiculous. Think about how much time is being lost around the United States from these morons over in India that call you relentlessly all day long, and they don't stop. They continue to call over and over and over. And when you have an iPhone, you can go through because my new ones have already started. My new spam calls have already started. You can go up here and you get these 3 little buttons right up here at the top. These 4 lines. You press that and you can go to unknown callers. And here's what's already started for this year. All right. This is what's going on for this year already. Okay. And here we are in January, and look at this. This is just since January started, okay? Because I deleted these a few weeks ago, right after the first of the year. And so you can go in, you can take these spam calls and, potential spam like this one. You can click it. It'll say potential spam. You can see. You can scroll up and hit block contact, block, and report junk. Well, I don't know why you're reporting it because it does no good, because I guess it gets reported to nobody, or it just goes out into some, massive black hole in space where nobody looks at anything because these same dipshits will call me 400 more times. Now, granted, they keep calling me from different numbers. I don't know how these people have 769,000 different phone numbers, but they do, because the same idiots keep calling me about my house warranty. They call me over and over and over, or final funeral expenses, or my gutters. And it's always somebody from India. Hello, I'd like to speak to the homeowner, please. And I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? And now it's to the point is that, you got to say hello and then nothing happens. And then you say hello again. And I guess that is you giving them permission to talk to you. Because when you say hello the second time, you hear that bloop. And then the Indian comes on the phone. Hello, I'd like to speak to the homeowner, please. And I'm like, oh my God. So now it's to the point that when they do it, I say hello twice and they go bloop. And the first thing I do is I say, quit calling me. And then I hang up the phone. Then, of course, inevitably, the same idiot will call me back later that day or the next day from a different number. And it's gotten to the point where it has gotten absolutely pathetic. 768 spam calls I got last year. Think of all the time, like I said, all the time that's being wasted from us answering these calls. And at one point, somebody has to step up and do something. Well, everybody says, well, register your number with the Do Not Call list. I have. About 15 times I have. That is a complete waste of time. You can register your number over and over and over, and nothing happens. These morons still call you. And it is endless. And the nice thing I like about iOS 26, this is pretty cool, is when you go in here, when you go to your phone, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, and like I said, you got the little buttons up here, of course, all my spam calls. When you click this, is it here that you do it? Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's in your settings. If you go to your settings, let's see, settings, and go down to, is it phone? Go to your apps. Boom. Go down to phone. If I can find phone on my, here we go, phone. And let's see, default calling app, incoming calls, banner, announce calls, headphone only, tells you that, hey, you got a phone call coming up. And there's a thing in here, live voicemail. Oh, right here, screen unknown callers. You can hit this right here, ask reason for calling. And what it does is it'll pop up, and when somebody calls, it'll ask you to leave your information. So, you can see who it is before they call. It'll come up some recording. I haven't heard it personally, but I've had a few people that did comment because when I turned it off and on, but I've had a few people comment like, I've never heard that before. And I said, well, it's a new feature in iOS 26 that they have to leave, my name is John Doe and I'm trying to reach Thomas Taylor. And it'll give you a little printout of what it is so you can decide if you want to answer it or not. And I've had it that way for quite a while because I could see, potential spam down at the bottom. But then I started answering, oh my God, that stupid button. But then I started answering it because I was getting sick and tired because, I would go to my lunch break. And when I go to lunch and then I would sit there and I'd look at my phone, whatever it is, and then I'd have, 10, 12, 15 missed calls. I'd look at them and every one of them was potential spam. And so I turned that on because that helps filter them out, but it doesn't stop the fact that you're still going to have them on your phone, these idiots that call you relentlessly. You know what? And if the government wants to do something for me, then we should pass a law about these never-ending spam calls. Because I'm getting sick and freaking tired of it because they don't stop. They start calling me at 7 o'clock in the morning and they call me up until 9 o'clock at night. They call me on the holidays. On Christmas Eve, I got 3 of them and I answered all 3 and I responded the same way. It's Christmas Eve. Do not ever call me again. Click, and I hang up the phone. Because I'm sick and tired of this. And somebody in the government has to do something about this. Out of all the stupid shit they do in the government, and all the stupid shit they waste money on, and the stupid shit they do to make my life harder, why don't they actually do something to make my life easier by passing a law and stopping freaking spam calls? Because I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, you're just like me, and you are just sick and tired. You're buried in spam calls. And when you have a business like we do, you can't turn your phone off in case somebody calls. So a lot of times we have to answer the calls, and sure enough, hello. And, and like I said, you got to say hello, and it's like you're giving them permission to call, because anybody with a brain that answers the phone is going to go hello. And if nobody responds, they're going to go hello again. Anybody with a brain is going to do that. And as soon as you get that second hello, blip, hello, this is Ahmed, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, oh my God, quit calling me. Just stop. Lose my number. And it's getting to the point where it has become maddening. And I just want it to end. So any of you morons in government, in Congress, Donald Trump, I don't care. Somebody needs to do something to stop the spam calls. Because you want to talk about something about wasting time, effort, and money? How much money are we wasting from those of us at work trying to do things answering spam calls? And they ought to just pass a law that any call coming from India into the United States should automatically be blocked. Because 99.999% chance it's going to be a spam call, potential spam. And it's gotten to the point now where it's just ridiculous. I don't know who thought this was a good idea. I don't know who got paid in government to let this happen. Because at the end of the day, it all comes to somebody getting paid. But it's time to stop. And I'm sick and tired of it. And it's got to go away. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to reach out to my Senator, Marsha Blackburn, here in Tennessee, and I'm going to send her an email. And I'm going to ask her, is there anything that can be done about the spam calls? Because they're absolutely wasting my time. And just think, I'm one guy. And if I got 768 calls last year, how many calls did all of us get in America? Billions of phone calls made by these clowns over in India that constantly want to harass you to sell you some shit you don't want, some shit you never thought about buying. My car insurance. Don't call me to try to shop my insurance. If I want to shop my insurance, I will call you. I don't need some clown from India who's going to call me 72 times in a week at all hours of the night. And I'm tired of it. And like I said, I registered my number with the Do Not Call Registry 15 times, at least 15 times, and it has stopped 0 calls. And I think what happens is when you register your number with the Do Not Call Registry, I think they sell your number to all the idiots in India so they can call you consistently throughout the day. So I'm going to send a letter off to my senator, And actually, I'm going to send one to my congressman too, Tim Burchett. And I'm going to send these things out, and I'm going to see if I can get a ball rolling to kind of get these things stopped, because I'm over it. And I'm sure if you're watching this video that you're over it also. And I strongly advise, if you're sick and tired of them like I am, to also send a letter to somebody. Because if enough of us send a letter, then maybe one of these clowns in Washington will take notice and say, hey, maybe this was a bad idea. Maybe we should stop them.